In this video we are taking a look at the New Balance 1080 version 12. What is up everybody and welcome to 40 Runs HQ. How are we all doing? Have you listened to the Long Run podcast? It is Malaysia's #1 running podcast. Yep, you won't believe it. So hello if you're in Malaysia. Now, if you want to check out the Long Run podcast, just get over to your podcast provider, whatever it is, Apple, Spotify, and you can check that out. Okay, good plug 40. Let's get on with the shoe review. Right, so New Balance 1080. Now, very popular daily trainer that sort of went off the rails last year. Have they managed to pull it back? Well, in this video, we're going to find out, so we better get stuck in. Okay, now this is an interesting shoe because I think last year, a lot of people, firstly, didn't like the fit, didn't like the heel, and they ended up buying the Fuel Cell Rebel or they bought the Fresh Foam More. So this kind of lost ground and it was like, because it was a really popular shoe. I think version 10 was super popular, but it kind of lost its way a little bit. So we'll do the stats and features first and then we'll come on to how I've been getting on with it. Okay, so we've got Fresh Foam X, big slab of that, and it's slightly tweaked. It's definitely noticeably softer. Thank God they've replaced the heel area. I'll put a picture up on the old version, but they've gone back to a more traditional heel area, heel counter. It's just a much better fit, much better feel. With the shoe, you've got the Hyper Knit upper, which is that sort of stretchy material, and it almost feels a little bit wider. I might be going mad, but this definitely feels wider. I don't know whether it's because of the Hyper Knit upper gives a little bit more flex, but it definitely feels wider. We've got, from memory, I think it is about an 8mm drop in the shoe. I'll double check it, I'll put it up on the screen. Got blown rubber on the outsole. What else? We have 145 pounds, which is a lot of money. Weight, hold tight. 305 grams. It's got a little bit heavier, this shoe. And yeah, 305 grams, sorry, and 10.75 ounces for a UK 9.5. The shoe does come in a couple of fits, which is good news for anybody who wants to play around with their fitting. But I have found the non-wide version wide enough. Okay, so this is a daily trainer from New Balance. It's there for those easy miles. It's there for sort of a bit of everything. You can do your long runs in this. I wouldn't necessarily do speed working. You probably want to get something else a little bit lighter, but it's there for those daily miles. The upper, I would say, is warm. It's noticeably warm over those longer miles in the shoe, but over those shorter miles, it's absolutely fine. It's definitely an improvement, the upper, I would say, versus the other version. The big plus for me though is the replacement of the heel. I have enjoyed running in it. I can't deny that. I kind of thought about this shoe and thought, do I go for it? Do I not go for it? Do I review it? Do I not review it? But it is such a popular shoe that I wanted to come back and see if they'd improved it. And I think they have. The Fresh Foam X is definitely set up. I think they've mucked about a bit with the geometry of the shoe, and it's definitely a better feeling than last year. Last year felt like a bit of a brick and a bit dead. The Fresh Foam X in this shoe definitely feels better. I'm not sure why they've not gone down the fuel cell route with this shoe. Maybe because that would be too soft, considering how much Fresh Foam X is in there. But I don't know why they just didn't maybe do a blend of the two. The upper, as I said, is a little bit of a concern in terms of the heat, but it's definitely a better fitting shoe. I would say, in terms of wear and tear, blown rubber always does a reasonable job with a New Balance shoe, so that's good news, so that's going to last you. But I have had people with this shoe complain of numb feet. Now, I'd be very interested to know if you're also in the same boat where you've had this shoe and it's caused numb feet. Now, I think a lot of that's down to the lacing, but overall the fit of last year's shoe. So let me know in the comments if you also suffered with that. I've not had it with this shoe, and I think we've done 30 odd miles in the shoe at the moment, and I've not had that. We will come back, we'll do a performance review, as always with the shoes that we do. But I've not had that. The only noticeable really downside of the shoe is how warm it's been. Now, I don't think, you know, just shy of 11 ounces is the end of the world. Obviously, I prefer something a little bit lighter. For example, the Puma is under 10 ounces. So I think if you're looking for a daily trainer, you're a fan of New Balance, there is something here that's worth investigating. I think £145 is a lot of money for the shoe. I think personally this should have been about £115, £120. Would have probably made it more appealing. They'll probably sell more, because I think last year they put a few people off with the fit and what they did with the shoe. But I do think it's worth having another look at it if you did like version 10. I think that's probably the best way to sort of leave the video. So if you was a fan of version 10, fell out of love with it with version 11, it might be worth having a look at version 12, although you may get warm feet.